So there's an old idea in networking that if you give first, you'll eventually get something back. And most groups build their entire culture around that single promise. Ours did for years. And it worked. We came up in a framework that taught us to show up, to refer, to put generosity in motion before we ever asked for anything in return. And so we owe a lot to that idea. It built the muscle and it built the habit. But somewhere along the way, we realized that the language didn't quite fit who we'd become. The old phrase, giver's gain, is a transaction. It's a promise that if you put in, you'll get out. And that's fine. It's even true. But it makes generosity sound like a strategy that you deploy to win. Like the giving is a tool and the win is the point. And that's not actually how it works here. In the Corvallis Business Network, generosity is not the price of admission. It is the posture that we take. It's how we show up to meetings, to clients, and for each other. We're not generous so that we can win. We're generous because that's the kind of business community that we've decided to be. So we picked a new phrase, the generous win. And the phrase carries two meanings on purpose. Read it one way and it says the generous win. They come out ahead. They build something that lasts. Read it the other way and it says this is the win, the generosity itself. The relationships, the trust, the reputation that walks into the room before you do. I've watched it happen in this room. I've seen two members who offer seemingly similar services sit down together, and instead of treating each other as competition, they built something new, something more powerful than either of them could have offered on their own. And I've watched members pass up $1, walk away from a sale to build a relationship instead, not because it was the right thing to do, but because it was the best thing to do. And that's the generous win. That's what it looks like. The market is the competition. The room is the team. So here's the thing that nobody tells you about owning a business. It can be the loneliest thing in the world. Some of us are quietly waiting for someone or something to come along and rescue us. A referral, a breakthrough, just any sort of break. I've been there. And what I've seen time and time again is that the answer isn't waiting. The answer is investing in other people generously with your resources, your knowledge, and your attention. And somewhere along the way, you look up and you've got partners. You're not alone anymore. It takes courage to operate this way because people are afraid of not having enough, or even worse, afraid of being taken advantage of. But given enough time, generosity always wins. So if you're wondering what it takes to get ahead in a group like ours, here's the honest answer. You lead with value. You show up before you're asked. You give the introduction, the insight, the warm handoff long before you need anything back. You spend the only currency that buys something in this economy, which is trust and generosity. Because trust breeds more trust, generosity breeds more generosity, and then it compounds. And that's who we are, a group of business owners and professionals who decided that the strategy is generosity. We measure success not just by what we've earned, but by what we've handed forward. Because in the end, the win shows up the same way every time, whether it's revenue, reputation, or respect. That's the generous win. That's the bet that we're making.